What's up, everybody? It's your brother Creek, man, and we are here post game. It's like a clubhouse portion for those who have floor seats. And Charlotte Hornets, they had all kind of snacks and stuff. I made an executive decision to skip the snacks, but it was hard. You know why?
It was, bro.
Because they were good, man. They had like a full dinner out here, and they had like all kind of cakes and cookies and hot dogs and nachos and tacos, popcorn and all that. But I had to think, right? What did we spend the money for?
Just watch the game.
We didn't spend the money, so I can leave and I can I can go buy dinner for like $30 out here. But I done spent so much money to watch the game. I was not willing to sacrifice watching the game. So I watch every bit of the game. But my brother here, he missed like 5 minutes of the second half. And he came in with 2 hot dogs.
And a taco. And some popcorn.
Now, if you break down the amount of money we spent on the floor seats, you probably spent hundreds of dollars on 2 hot dogs.
On those 5 minutes.
Yeah, you missed 5 minutes of the game, bro.
The food basically cost me about $125.
Yes.
For those 5 minutes.
For those 5 minutes. And he was like, I had to get the food. But as soon as the half came back, man, I think on the second half, I missed like a minute. But that's because I had to use the bathroom. So that's different. Anyway, thank you all for being on the 6 for Sixers Facebook page, and I appreciate it. This is like the first time a lot of y'all getting to hear me talk and stuff, because most times you see the writing, but today I thought we would talk it out because we're in the arena, and I don't really want to. I don't feel like writing, and it probably will come later on tonight. So the Sixers pulled out the victory. It was not a good game. We all agree on that.
Not a good game at all.
We do not have our stats in front of us, so we are going off of the mental points and the points that we made. Oh, you gonna get the stats?
I'll pull it out. Yeah, while you're talking.
We're gonna pull the stats up. But we did secure the victory, and it was not a pretty game. But I do want to tell y'all, from the perspective, like we were sitting on the floor, and you get a totally different perspective sitting on the floor. And so we want to talk about really the different perspective, and a lot of things that we assume from watching it on TV, you see it totally different on the floor. So the Sixers got the victory, 97-89. My first point is the overall 3-point percentage was 20%, which is ridiculous. 5 for 25. In particular, highlight Maxey, 1 for 9. Kelly Oubre, 1 for 5. Morris Jr., 0 for 3. And so, we're a team that is dependent on the 3-point shot. And so if we don't make 3-point shots, it's going to be very difficult. Now, we did pull out the win, but that's because Charlotte is not a very good team. Against a team like Boston, Milwaukee, the Heat, we probably don't get that win, So that's my first point. 3-point shooting has to improve. I'm gonna get your point in. What's your point?
Daniel House. Daniel House came in and changed the game with his energy, his hustle, his defense. He just came and once he hit the floor, you could just tell that it was infectious. Everybody else started moving, talking more, and he was just aggressive. And like he told us on the sideline, I mentioned to him, I said, "Yo, on that pick, you got to tell Embiid, whoever it is, to call a pick out." He said, "Man, we like dogs out there. I ain't worried about that. We're trying to get the job done." So that was just his mentality. By any means necessary, he was going to do his part to help get the W.
And I'm going to post that because he looked back. Jervy said, "Man, you got to tell Embiid call that pick out." And he looked back and said, "It don't matter. We dogs." All right. So my next point is from the perspective of the floor. Jervy and I noticed a lot of frustration from Kelly Oubre. You can't really see that on TV. But he was noticeably frustrated during the game because he was not getting the ball. It's something we've talked about a lot on the chat line. Yep. But he wasn't getting the ball. He was posted up in the corner a lot. The ball was not swinging around. It was staying stuck on Embiid and Maxey, like we have mentioned many times before. And he noticeably was frustrated. What was the point where Maxey had shot put up a shot, and Oubre was wide
And he
open.
threw his hands
and he
up.
threw his hands up in the air, and he just like, his face curled up. And for the rest of the game, he did not have a good game. He was out of it. And we noticed a conversation between him and Miles Bridges,
Yep.
where it looked like Bridges was kind of telling him, like, man, you're not really getting an opportunity out there. So, and then ironically, Nick Nurse pulled Oubre Jr. in
Put House
favor
back in.
of House and toward the end of the game.
And Oubre never got back in.
Oubre never got back in. But from TV perspective, you really can't see that frustration, but it's noticeable up front. Now, next point.
Next point is we was talking about down on the floor is that you could tell once the ball started moving. Toby got some more touches. You could see Daniel House was getting more involved. Just the momentum of the game swung our way. We was going to pull this game out regardless, but just the ball has to move, and more people have to be involved consistently besides Embiid and Maxey. And once that happened, and you can see Toby finished with 15 shots. At one point, he had 1 attempt.
Yeah.
But once he started getting some more attempts, when Embiid was off the floor, then when Embiid came back, they kept on feeding him. The momentum swung back our way, and we just
He had like one attempt at the half. It was like 1 for 1.
Yep.
Now, the next point is, remember we were talking, Embiid. Now, from television, you cannot see this. But up close, you can see Embiid basically telling guys, give me the ball back. You know what I mean? So anytime he would pass it to Oubre or even Harris, or he would basically pass it to them and he would say, give it right back. And he was clapping and he was telling them, give me the ball back. And so when we talk about it's not all Nick Nurse, it's Embiid was the only person he didn't do that to was what?
Maxey.
Maxey was the only one when Embiid passed to Maxey, he was not saying give it back. But everybody else, he was demanding the ball back. So when we bash these guys for not being fluid in the offense and not having good games or whatever, and not getting opportunities, a lot of it is Embiid was telling them give it right back to me, and then Embiid was just shooting it. Basically, he was just going up. So that was key. You got any more points?
Yeah, there's one more. Batum. I know it's talked about, ad nauseum, how smart of a player he is, but to see it live and that close, a brilliant basketball player. Only had 6 shots, hit 4 of them, 1 for 3 from 3, finished with 9 points, a plus 11, which was the second best on the team. But just brilliant. He knows where to be, how to play the game at a high level. It makes it so much easier for somebody else. So it's just not conversation that we hear. When you see it up close and personal, a brilliant basketball player. I'm convinced.
So smart, man. He knows exactly where to be. He doesn't expend unnecessary energy. He just goes to a spot. And then that last shot, the nail in the coffin, that flick of the wrist, and that was it. That was the end of it. The last point I want to bring up is the fourth quarter defense, sparked by Daniel House. Had a big block. Nick Batum had a big block, and they started scrapping a lot more as if to say, like, come on, let's put this game away. You know what I mean? And that was lights out. Put the clamps on them, executioner style, bully style, the way we do it in Philly, right? Broad Street bullies. You know what I mean? So,
Sixer style.
So I want to end it right there, but that was a great experience, man. If you've ever had the opportunity, man, to sit on the floor, take the opportunity, spend the money. It's very worth it, man. Get to the game early, see the players warming up and everything. And so they're saying, what they say, 8 minutes? They're about to kick us out of here, basically. So
party's over.
So anyway, we had a great time, man. Money well spent. We said we're going to commit to doing this at least once a year. At least once a year to sit that close. But, we'll go to other games maybe throughout the year. But anyway, post whatever comments you have in the game, about the game. Shout out to my man, Carrie. Carrie, what's up, Carrie? Because I know Carrie's going to have something to say, and it's going to be insightful and deep. So peace here from what do you call this? The
Spectrum Center.
The Spectrum Center. This is the clubhouse in the Spectrum Center. So peace. This your boy Creek Creek.
It's John. Peace
and
out.
John Jervy. So peace out. We'll see you in the chat line. Comment anything you need to comment about the game, things that you noticed, or any questions that you have from our perspective. Being sitting down a little bit lower. All right. Peace, y'all. 6 for Sixers podcast. We out.